Hello, my name's Dennis, and welcome to Adventures in One Love. Today, I sit down with Lydia. She asked me a few questions so that you can learn a little bit more about me. Let's get going.
Okay, well, I want everyone to get the chance to get to know you, so give us some of the basic, who are you?
I am a son of the Father, right? So God, saved, and I'm a husband of a wife, married, coming up on 23 years.
Congratulations.
Have 4 children, 22, 16, 15, and 9. All boys except for the youngest is a girl. And I work for the military. I've been in the military, retired as a National Guardsman, heavily involved in church, and of course this ministry, One Love United, come on as the media director, and kind of picked up filmmaking because of my children. They like unboxing videos, right? Like a lot of the children do when they were young, and so my boys, we started doing like Nerf gun mods and then like filming the Nerf gun mods for a YouTube channel and then them unboxing toys as they got them, and kind of, so I started on a phone and started there, and I started out helping ministries, being like, hey, I can make videos, and then here we are.
I did not know. It all started from unboxing videos.
That's right.
Thanks, kids. So what are some of your other hobbies when you're not filming, when you're not, serving? What are some of the things you do for fun?
I'm a maker. So I make stuff, and so I always say that I started with woodworking, did metalworking, sewing, leather craft, and then the ultimate now expression of that is filmmaking. So I still do some of those other things, I dabble in them, but I love to make stuff. And but what was great about making is most of those other ones, for me at least, is even though I enjoy them, I'm not the best at them. So there's a difference between like handmade and homemade. So most of my stuff looks homemade, but I enjoyed it. And but getting into video and editing, and now I'm able to use my craft to further the kingdom of God, which has been a big thing for me. So now it's been 5 years doing it, where in the past I typically would kind of roll through hobbies, throw fishing in there. I was a really strong fisherman for a while too, but and then I would just roll to the next hobby, and where filmmaking has been sticking around.
Well, you have a knack. I would say.
Yeah. I'm better than the average bear.
Hey! You are better. Yes, you definitely are. So let's talk a little bit about your ministry experience, because I would just say, out of some of those hobbies, you bring that even to some of the ministry work that you've done. We made a video on some of your participation in Royal Rangers.
Yeah, I am a Royal Ranger commander. That's one of the first major kind of volunteer positions that I started with in our church, because after moving here in Florida, me and my wife found a good church, and after a few years, my wife started volunteer, and then I jumped in Royal Rangers, which is similar to like a Christian Boy Scouts. And because of that, I loved woodcraft, was in the Army for a long time, in survival. Might even was like a wannabe prepper in the day, like learning all the skills that go with preparing for the disasters, and I'm able to share them with how to go to the woods, how to survive, those types of things. But at the same time, we get to teach the Bible, and teaching different lessons to them and showing them and being a good example of a godly man, as many boys don't have that. So a lot of children are coming to church with maybe just their mom, or they're in a broken, I don't want to use that word, the family is separated, or things like that. So they may not have those examples. So we get to be that for them.
Talk a little bit about some of the fullness of your ministry experience, because you've done a lot of different things. Or has it really been young men and Royal Rangers and then media? So
Royal Rangers was the primary one, working, and unfortunately, I will say, despite my walk with God, I did fall into alcoholism. And so I started drinking. I guess I drank on and off, my entire kind of adult life. But after I not drank because of religious views, right? I'm like, it's better not to. And but then I did start. So it was about, 14 years ago or so. I started drinking a little bit, and then it just got worse. But through God, I was able to quit. God did a miraculous move in myself. I was at military duty, and so I'm away from my wife. I'm in somewhere else, and typically you go out for dinner, right? Because I got to eat somewhere. And I'm calling her. I'm like, I can't even go out to dinner. I was like, because I'll go somewhere and then I'll buy a drink. And I'm like, I don't want to drink, So I ended up going like Taco Bell, which you can't buy anything there, right? So that was good. And then went home. But at that moment, and then there forward, I lost the desire to drink. So it had just disappeared for me. Now, it doesn't happen like that for everybody, but in that time, I already was attending a 12-step program. So our church has a program started by Mr. Sharp. It's called God in the 12 Steps. And through that, I still kept attending. I finished the 12 steps and continued to attend. And then I became a leader, and I me and my wife led God in the 12-step classes together for one of the nights for about 2 years. And during that time frame, as I started doing video work for that ministry as well, and we were trying to put some short form videos. What are the 12 steps? We were trying to expand to allow for other churches in different areas to use the book, and kind of have facilitators that may not be able to teach but could like facilitate and play a video, things like that. But I did step down from that after about doing it for about 3 years, or attending and then teaching for 2 years, to pursue more video work, right? So to make up time, because I still was doing Rangers, and then I was trying to do, of course, this ministry as well.
That's plenty.
Yes.
It is plenty. I appreciate your example and your humility. It's not always easy we never want to air out our dirty laundry, but we are saved by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Yes. And to share what God has done for us and through us, like, that's encouraging to other people. And I think that is the one thing, the Lord asked Moses, what do you have in your hand? Well, for us, what do I have? I have my testimony. I have my story. That's what I have available to me. And so that's what we bring to the mission field. Right. And now you are, you're involved in our mission. We're a missions organization, media missions, and we go and we are called to serve the Caribbean community and the Caribbean diaspora. But you're going and you're serving too with your whole family. Yes. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Early in our marriage, me and Lisa, as we had kids, right, of course, we were like, man, we want to be able to do mission trips, and we'd really love to do them as a family. And we kind of didn't do it for a while, but last year was the first time we did it. We decided to go on a family mission trip. Our church provided an opportunity for that, so we decided to go, and we got to go to Costa Rica. So not all my children, so my eldest, who's 22, he didn't come, but so Dennis, Logan, and Lizzie came with us, and we were able to go, and it's right in our wheelhouse because it is focused on working with children. So we go to Costa Rica, and we got to visit different schools and work with those children. So because I work in Royal Rangers, which is a children, my wife also worked in children's ministry. My 2 boys have kind of grown up with us, and they help out in our kids' church at our church as well. So they like to do that. They enjoy helping, so which is great. And so we were able to go and do different like chapels for them and put on acting, kind of like to teach the Word of God to them and be able to interact and just love on the kids that are there, which is great. And we did such a great job. The church, of course, wants us to come back, the couple churches. So this year, a lot of the same people that went last year are going to go again. And so we're raising funds right now for the whole family again to go back in July and go back to the same area, kind of work with some of the same schools that we worked with previously. And we have the opportunity. It looks like there's a small area where a minister is kind of leading church in a rough area and started a little kind of church gathering, but they don't even have a building to work in, so they're kind of like doing church on the street almost with kids and stuff. And so one of the projects that we may get to work on is to help build a tabernacle for them to be able to actually have church and support that, so that they have a place to worship safely and learn about God in that kind of rough community. So those are the things that we'll be doing.
That's awesome.
Well, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much. Hope I wasn't too boring. But if you want to support me going to Costa Rica, there'll be a link below that you can click to donate for my family trip going to Costa Rica. And as always, we continue to raise money through One Love United for our work that we're doing in Jamaica and in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean as a whole. You can find that information out also down below. Remember, it starts with one, and it starts with you.